Hello my creative friends, welcome to Rain Francis Art. My name is Rain. Today I'm going to show you how to draw Bugs Bunny, and it's going to be in real time. So let's go for it. The first thing you need to do is determine how big you want Bugs to be. So I've decided I'm going to make his head 1 inch long, and I'm just going to make some marks. You don't want to press down too hard because you want to be able to erase these after. But I'm going to press down hard so that you'll be able to see. And Bugs Bunny's, the width of his head is 3/4 the size of the length. So because I did 1 inch for his head length, I'm going to do 3/4 of an inch for the width. Okay? So then you want to just create an oval. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to be a guideline. Okay? So then what you want to do is draw a curved line down the left side of the oval from the top, about like this, not straight down the middle. And then you want to draw a bottom curved line just under halfway down the oval. So this would be halfway about here. Let's put it a little lower. Okay. Then you want to leave a little neck space and draw a rectangular shape for his body. So you can start with a rectangular shape on top, and then as you come down you're going to curve it. And you want the rectangular shape, again, curve it on this side and then make it round here. You want the rectangular shape to be just under twice the size, or twice the length of his head. So if his head is 1 inch, you want the body to be about 1 3/4 of an inch. So about here. I went a little long. So I'm just going to erase that. There. Something like that. For his arms, you want to come up to the top here, top corner, and just do a couple of sticks, like that. And for his hands, circles. Same thing here. Stick. And a circle. It's more of an oval, but you get the idea. Then we're just going to do sticks again for his legs. And ovals for his feet. And his toes are bigger than his heels, so we'll figure that out later. Now his ears are 1.5 times the length of his head. So the head is 1 inch. We want the ears to be 1.5 inches. So I'm going to draw myself a little marker here. And then from the center here, we're going to draw one of the ears. And the same thing over here. And it's kind of going behind. So that's the outline of Bugs Bunny. It's pretty easy. So now we're going to work in the details. Where the lines cross here, you're going to make a little triangle. I have a rounded triangle. That's his nose. And then you want to add some curves onto his face to create his sort of cheek and chin area. So we're going to go from the edge of the nose up a little bit and out. Same thing on this side, but not too far out. That might be a little too far out there. So then we want to do the tufts of hair on his cheek. He has 3 on each side. 3. 1, 2, 3, and they kind of point down. And then what you want to do is bring the line down to the neck. Now we're going to do his eyes. They're ovals and eyeballs, eyebrow. Okay? Same thing here. Oh, that might be a bit wide. Eyeball and eyebrow. For his mouth, we're going to draw a W under the nose. Okay? And then his teeth, you're kind of following along the line here. And you can give him a smile, or you can open his mouth, whatever you want to do, just to make things a little less confusing. I'm going to erase this line right away so that you can see what I'm doing. I always suggest a brush, by the way, when you're working with any kind of graphite, because you don't want to get it all over your hands or all over the page. Now we're going to do a little tuft of hair he has here. And the inside of the ears, just follow along the same shape as the ear itself. All right, we have his neck here. And we're going to do his arms. They're a little wide at the top. And they get thinner at the bottom. He has these little cuffs, round cuffs. And we're going to do his hands. And if you know me, you already know that I can't really draw hands very well, but I'm going to try. Do his thumb. And follow along the circle here. 1, 2, there. I'm not sure I like that. His fingers need to be a little longer. There. We're going to do the same thing here. Actually, you know what? Okay, let me just draw the fingers first, and I'm going to fix them. Because I think I'm going to have him holding a carrot. And I'll show you after how I fix it. Now his legs. Nope. They get thinner at the bottom, so you want to draw a little angle. This is a house of pets, by the way. I have 3 dogs and 3 cats, so you might actually hear cats meowing or dogs snoring or shuffling around or something like that. Plus I'm in the woods and there are a lot of grackles and mourning doves out there right now. They're making a lot of noise. All right, so now we're going to do his feet. His feet, his ankle comes out like this and his foot is bigger. I drew the circles a little small and there's a curve. He's got like a slipper thing going on here. So yeah, when you make the initial ovals for his feet, you can make them bigger. Or just, you know, use a reference photo and you'll be able to see how big his feet are. Put in his slipper there. Now his tail. His tail is behind his hand. And I'm drawing a line here because that separates the color. Now the last things we want to do is round the shoulders. Round the bottom, make sure that it's nice and round. And then we have to divide his chest area because he's got a white chest. And half of his neck is white as well. And it's basically, he's got a line going down like that. But his arm is gray. This area is going to remain white. Okay, so that's your basic Bugs Bunny shape. So now what I'm going to do is take a fine line, not a fine liner, a fine tip Sharpie. I find that if I use my ink fine liner pens that I use for my ink and graphite drawings, when I go to erase, it bleeds everywhere. So I'm just going to go and fill in the outline now. And this is where, if you noticed you've done something that's maybe a little, you know, maybe the ears aren't the right size, or you want to make his face bigger or something like that, you can go in and do that now. And don't worry about following the lines exactly because we're going to be erasing. Actually, I think you can hear Jack snoring in the back. I don't know if you can hear that on the audio. I'm going to fill in his eyes right away. You can add eyelids if you want. Sometimes I don't put in the full eye. I put an eyelid across here and I just put in the eyeball that way. It makes him look a little, you know, more like a stinker. And for me, I think I put his W a little too low, so I'm going to fix that. And his teeth are going to come out there. Give him a smile. And then we'll go on to the body. I'm going to draw his thumb first, and then the carrot. And remember I said I was going to fix the fingers? I'm just going to make them a little shorter, like he's holding the carrot. This little spot here, don't fill in that little spot under his chin because that's all part of his white fur. this part. Always. Okay, so now we're going to erase. With Sharpies, they dry super fast, so you can actually erase. And because I drew this quite dark, I really hope I can get all of my pencil marks off. Usually I draw it very, very lightly because obviously I want to be able to erase my outline. But, oh look, you see what happens when you erase? You notice that you maybe forgot something. There. And look at, he's coming to life. Yeah, you see, I may not be able to get all of my pencil marks off. But I will try. This is a vinyl eraser, just a regular vinyl eraser, by the way. If I had used my fine liner tip pens, there would be ink all over the place. Okay. Well, for the purpose of this tutorial, I can't get rid, you may not be able to see it, I can see it, I can't get rid of the circles on his feet or the extra appendages here, but that's okay. So I've got here to color him in, I've got just these Papermate markers. Usually I use Sharpies, but I'm drawing them quite small right now. So I've got pink, orange, and green. And I've got this Artist Loft alcohol-based marker. And I like this a lot. It's a Michaels brand, I think, because it's got a little paintbrush end, and I really think that's cool. It's nice to apply. So now I've got the pink. His nose is pink. And the insides of his ears are pink. I'm going to try not to go outside the lines here. And by the way, I'm just using dollar store drawing pad paper here. Okay, so we'll do the carrot. Just draw a few lines on the carrot there. Now the next color is the gray. This is a cool gray number 4. The only issue I have with these alcohol markers is that the Sharpie bleeds into them. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. Possibly right around here. You might see a little bleeding, like right there. You see the black kind of bled a little bit. But otherwise, they're really a pleasure to use. The tip is so nice, it's good for detail. If you're an artist, or even if you're just a beginner, why don't you check out my Thursday art date, rainfrancisart.com. Every November I come up with 52 themes for the year, Sometimes I forget what I've come up with and I really stump myself. But it's fun. We have, you know, about a dozen people who join in every week, and you get to meet some really nice people. I've made a lot of very nice friendships through blogging and through YouTube. And you get to see what other people are creating. It's really neat to see how people interpret the themes, you know? You get to see their styles, and it might inspire you. Even if you've thought about starting to draw or paint or use mixed media or do sculpture or anything like that. The Thursday art date isn't just about painting and drawing. If you're a baker, or if you're a sewer, or you knit, anything, if it fits into the theme. I have a friend who works with leather and beads, and Nicole, she's a sweetie, and she does beautiful work. And she showcases those things sometimes. It doesn't have to be drawing or painting necessarily. Okay, so we've got all the gray in. Now we're just going to put in some last details, like he's got a little detail on his chest there, and just above his nose, and his whiskers. When you want to do the whiskers, quickly, do them quickly. Like that. And there you have it. There's Bugs Bunny. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial, and if you did, would you please like and subscribe and leave me a comment. I love to read them and I love to respond to them. Thanks so much for watching, and please draw Bugs Bunny. And if you follow any of my tutorials, leave me some kind of link so that I can see what you've done. I would love to see what people create based on what I'm showing you. So please do that, and thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.